Hey guys, it's Erica, and today I just felt like filming a video, and I just felt like talking about my dreams, so that's what we're gonna do. I wanted to talk today more about spiritual dreams, or dreams that I had when I was first getting into spirituality, because I feel like, I don't know, they're really important, and they were really vivid, and I just want to share them. So, I don't know if you guys know what lucid dreaming is. Lucid dreaming is when you are aware you are dreaming, and when you control, or you can control what is happening in your dream world because you know you're dreaming. The first dream that I remember having that was like lucid in a way was I was at this tennis court, and it was like a coastal town or whatever. It had just finished storming, like the tennis court was wet, like it smelled like rain, like I remember I could smell it, and I was just looking around, and there were tall buildings all around me, but I was just on a tennis court, and I remember looking up at the sky, and it was gorgeous. It was like pinky and sherbet colored, but I could still see gray clouds were coming. So I was like, oh my gosh, it's raining, or it's gonna rain, I have to go, I have to find some shelter. So I remember I started running, and I was running down the boardwalk. It wasn't, you know how it's usually beach, boardwalk, buildings? It was just the sidewalk was a boardwalk, there was no ocean yet, you couldn't see the ocean from it. So I was running down the boardwalk, and I get to this huge building, and it's a motel kind of thing. Yeah, it was just really tall, and I don't remember how I got up there, but I remember suddenly I was on a balcony, and you know at the beach where sometimes your hotels, at hotels at the beach, your door is kind of facing a balcony, that's how it was. And I remember I walked up to a door, and it said 222, which is my birthday, February 22nd. And I remember just thinking how do I get in here? And I looked down, and it's a keypad where you enter a 4-digit number, and I entered a number. I can't remember what number it was. I remember fresh after I woke up, I was that's the number I put in. I'm sure I wrote it down in my dream journal, but I don't remember it currently. So yeah, I remember I went into the room, and it was really dim, it was really dark, and it was a mess. It was a wreck. There was not food. There was clothing everywhere. There was open suitcases spilling over. There were plastic boxes and plastic bags filled with toys and just objects. And I remember I was like, I can't walk through here. There's no space to walk. And if I walk, then I'm going to step on something and break it. So suddenly I started floating, and I was like, whoo, I'm floating, whoa. And I was like, where do I want to go? And so I went, and I flew into a back room, and I remember I saw the suitcase, and there were little things spilling out of it, and I was like, oh my god, these are all things I've lost. There were old toys that I remember having, but remember losing and not knowing where they went. There was books that I had that I lost. It was just a bunch of things that I lost, and didn't remember where they are and never found. It was just all the things that I never found. And I was going through them, and I was like, oh my god, this is so cool. This room is just full of everything I've lost and everything that, I've ever wanted. So I was going around, I was picking through all the cases, whoa, I totally forgot about this, I forgot about this, I forgot about that. It was crazy, and I just remember it was the room of me. All my things and everything of throughout my entire life was there, and I was just floating around whoa. So I eventually decided to leave the room. I guess I was if I lost these things, then obviously I don't need them because I don't remember them, and I'm not currently looking for them. So I flew out of the room, and I see this woman there, or girl, and she's gorgeous. She had this really curly sea salt curls, not curls, but the wavy curls, and it was blonde. She was blonde, and all I know is that she had blue eyes. I could not describe her face other than that she was blonde, and it was really curly haired about here. It was blue. She had blue eyes, and I remember her name was Lucille. Don't know how I know that. She never spoke to me through the whole dream, but her name was Lucille. I just knew it. So she starts flying away, just flying away. And I look over the balcony, and it's like this huge, like, there's a lower area where there's like concrete, and then there's like a banister or like a concrete half wall, and if you look over the half wall, it's just ocean. Like, it's just water, like there's no in between, there's nothing. So I go and I'm leaning over, and Lucille is just flying away, and I'm like, what the heck, how is she gonna leave me like this? And I just remember, like, I wanted to follow her, I wanted to go with her. So I remember I got up and stood on the banister and was like, okay, either I'm going to jump and I'm going to fly, or I'm going to jump and fall in water. And I was like, you know what, it doesn't matter. So I jumped. 3 cars just pulled into my neighbor's driveway. That was random, sorry. So I was just like, you know what, I think I can fly. So I jumped, and I was flying, and I was just like, I'm flying. It was great. It was the coolest experience ever. I could feel the wind. I could smell the salt water. I could smell everything. And I looked up, and I was like, Lucille, she's so far away. Like, how do I get to her? And I was like, simple solution, just fly faster. So I started flying faster, and like, it was crazy. And I caught up with her, and I remember we were just flying side by side, going over the ocean, and it was crazy. And I woke up thinking, like, she just got me to jump out of my comfort zone or walk away from everything in my past or whatever, because of that room. And I just woke up and I was like, whoa, that was crazy. So another one of the lucid dreams that I had, this one isn't spiritual per se, but it was a cool lucid dream. I remember I was in this building. It was pitch black. It was nighttime out. It was like the middle of a city, like. So I remember I was just in the middle of this office building, and it was just me, and there was like all these broken things around me, all these like really old metal contraptions, whatever, and I was just standing. I don't even know how I got there. Like, I remember nothing from the dream except for this part. Like, I was just standing there, and I just looked around, and I looked out the window, and it was like a glass wall, like, you know, in city office buildings, and there was this tower across the street or across the way, and it was like the Needle from Seattle, like, whatever. And I was just like, you know what? I'm dreaming. And I was like, do you think I can flip that building? So I just stuck out my hand, and I could feel, like, my hand start shaking. And as I started shaking and, like, putting my energy into this building, it, like, flipped. I don't know how to describe. Okay, so it was cupped downwards, right? And I stuck out my hands, and I bent the metal, so instead of going like this, it went like this. Or like, you know, like, it was crazy. I was like, what? But yeah, that was that. The last lucid dream I want to tell you guys about is, it was a party. I was at a party at this house, and I remember there was a downstairs party and an upstairs party. So I was currently sitting in the upstairs party with some friends that I sit with them at lunch, like, nowadays, and like at school during lunch I sit with them, and we were just sitting there. We were just having a good time. Like, we were drinking soda. I don't drink soda in real life. That's weird. We were just eating snacks. We were hanging out. We were chilling. And I remember this guy, he came upstairs from the basement, and that was where, like, the alcohol and the drug party was. Like, and he came up, and he just put his arm around me, and I just felt so disgusted suddenly. I was like, get off me. And he just, like, tried to hold me close, and, like, I can feel it. He was just touching me, and I was just like, he was like, you belong downstairs. Like, you don't belong with these people. You belong downstairs where the party is, where the fun is. Like, come. And he, like, tried to hand me, like, a bottle of beer, and he was like, come downstairs. Like, trying, like, really alluring, like, magical, like, come downstairs. You know, stuff like that. And I was about to listen to him. Like, I was about to, like, give in or whatever, and I just stopped, and I, like, shook him off me, and I was like, get off me. And he tried coming towards me again. He tried coming towards me again. He was like, you belong downstairs. Like, these aren't your friends. These aren't your real friends. Like, you deserve to have fun and be bold and, like, all this stuff. And I was just like, no. Like, I don't want to go downstairs. I don't want to be around a bunch of drunk people. I don't want to drink. I don't want to smoke your weed. I don't want your LSD. I don't want your cocaine. Like, all of that. I just started rambling off all these things that I don't want. And I, like, backed away from him until I was holding hands with my best friend. And I just held her hand. And I was like, these are my friends. This is where I belong. And it was it was a great moment for me in, like, the dream world, because I remember at the time I was really having a lot of trouble, like, you know, high school. People smoke, people drink, they go to parties, and I was having trouble deciding, like, or not deciding, just trying to figure out, like, you know, I'm gonna be honest, like, I don't get invited to parties, like, I don't get invited to parties, I don't get invited to go, like, out and do crazy things, and, like, for a while, I was just like, why doesn't anyone invite me to parties? I'm fun, I like to party, me. And it was the time when I had this dream, it was the time where I was, like, having trouble deciding who my real friends were, having trouble deciding, like, what my boundaries were, and, like, relationships and friendships, and doing crazy things, or, like, illegal things, you know, whatever. And the dream, it really helped me. Like, I was like, if I can say no in a dream where, like, I am completely vulnerable. Like, when you're dreaming, when you are asleep, you are completely vulnerable. Like, any kind of energy can come towards you. You can dream of anything. Like, you can see anyone. You can do anything. And most of the time, people don't realize they're dreaming. So, like, really, they don't have control over anything. So I was sitting there, like, if I can take control of my subconscious, like, I was asleep, but yet I was aware I was asleep, and I had control to say no to this guy who was trying to get me to do things that I didn't want to do. Like, I can do in real life. Like, if someone pushes me, I'm gonna be honest, there was a person in my life at the time who was like, it's okay, just smoke weed, like, it's fine, like, we can get high all the time, like, it's whatever, and then, you know, we can, like, make out, and I was really, like, do I want to? Like, do I not? And I remember, like, just feeling that guy put his arm around me, and me being able to, like, shove him off and say, no, like, that isn't who I am. These are my real friends who I can just sit with and have a good time and not have to be under the influence, like, whatever. It was very monumental for me. And I'm not saying that if you drink, if you smoke weed, you do drugs, that you're a terrible person, or that, you know, I don't like you. Like, no, everyone teach their own. Like, everyone has different boundaries, and everyone's comfortable with different things. So, you know, that might be you, but it's not me. That was kind of a tangent. But yeah, those are some interesting dreams that I've had that are kind of more on, like, the deeper level. Like, not really funny, weird dreams like my last video on dreams, but more spiritual, or, like, spirit guidey. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Leave a like, because we like lucid dreams, right? Comment down below if you've had any lucid dreams, and, you know, hit that subscribe button, and then push the little notification bell, because that way you'll know every time I upload. Thanks for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope you all have a wonderful day, because you definitely deserve it. Love you guys. Bye.